Well, the last video that I'm making for my website here is on HyperDocs. And I guess the reason why I think it's important to take some time to talk about HyperDocs is when I first started making videos for students, I found it very clumsy. Like, where do I put these videos? How do they get to links? How do they get to links for formative assessments? And so I started off trying like Google Classroom and different things like that. And in the long run, I have found like just creating a Google Doc that has links just embedded in it was the simplest, most convenient way to kind of just organize life for my students as they move through these different videos and complete different formative tasks. So if I was doing this, I'm going to keep this really simple and straightforward. You can fancy these things up if you want. But let's say I taught a lesson on coordinate geometry. And in that lesson, I maybe had a couple different things I wanted the students to do. I'll use a numbered list because they're going to do them in a particular order. Let's say for the first thing I wanted them to do was watch a YouTube video on coordinate geometry. And so what I would end up doing here is I'm going to just flip to my YouTube page that has the video. You can see it right here. And let me just go find the one on coordinate geometry. Here it is right here. I'm just going to go to share. I'm going to grab the link here, Control C, and then I'm going to go back to this, and I'm just going to click highlight that, and I'm going to hit the link button up here and put in that link. And now students, when I share them this document, know exactly where they need to go to access that video for coordinate geometry. Second thing I would like to get is I'd like to get some formative feedback because I want to get that feedback loop going so I know how they're doing. So I've got a Google form on coordinate geometry. So I'm going to now flip to the page here that has my Google Forms on it. I'm going to go to the send button. From the send button, you can see the link here, and I'm going to just copy this URL. Now students here, I just click and highlight, link it, and put it in. Now there are other things that you might want to include in here, like if there's some textbook questions or if there's assignments on it. But for the most part here, what I would want, what I want students to have easy access to is these video links, these Google Forms that I've created for this particular video lesson. So I just wanted to take a moment because I think organizing life when you start to have like dozens of videos or hundreds of videos, how do students access it? Where do they find this information? It can be really valuable as you start building this big library of videos. Cheers.